so I can like cut out like I mean I'm gonna chop it up and edit it and stuff. But welcome. This the first installment. I'm still picking out names, so right now I'm going with all the shenanigans. This is your boy Jefe the gamer. Oh, side note, bro. I created my own like
Yeah,
internet handle.
yeah, yeah. You know,
and
I go by Wonders Jenks, man. Wonders Jenks.
I hold up. Say that again.
Wonders Jenks.
Wonders Jenks.
Yeah,
Yo
Wonders
yo.
Jenks. Yeah.
So we got options for the name. So now we doing the first installments of all the shenanigans. Name name is written right now in pencil, but yeah. So the first thing kind of wanted to talk about. We just wanted to the first thing I met. Can I just call you Wonders Jenks or no
You can just do
government
Jenks. You can just call me Jenks. Jenks is cool.
Jenkins
Jenk.
Jank?
Jenk. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Jenk.
dope. That's dope. I'm gonna clean all this up and edit it. That's
Cool,
dope.
no problem.
Nah. So, oh, that's crazy. You know what's the crazy part about this podcast? Because we didn't have we had like a soft pre-production meeting. Nah.
Right,
So
right.
we got my boy Jenks. So nah, the first thing because we just a little back history because we used to work together. We ain't gonna put the name out, but
Right.
it was just great chemistry on the sports dialogue. Like I'm gonna be honest, we worked at different locations. I used to come over there, and then I probably got no work done because we sat here, and we gonna intro the first topic about your boy Markelle Fultz. You want to take it away,
Okay.
Jenks?
Sure. Let me just say this, man. Before people, let me just give a little background to why I'm not going to say I'm a Markelle Fultz fan. I'm just going to say I'm a supporter. I support the young man. I don't care for the Orlando Magic. They have a nice young team. They got some pieces. They did make the playoffs last year. They're looking like they can make the playoffs again this year. But you know, I'm from PG County.
Yes,
Markelle Fultz, he's from PG County.
facts.
I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan. Markelle Fultz just happened to be drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers. So off that, I was happy. We had a number one pick out of PG on my team. I
Yeah,
looked. I wasn't. I wasn't. I'm not gonna even lie. I was not too familiar with him in college. So I definitely, did my research on who he was because we definitely traded the number three pick for him.
not
You know
not
what I'm saying? There's a lot of we gave him back. We swapped picks and gave up a first.
not to cut you off.
So
Do you have any buyer's remorse? Because y'all did swap and. The one, cause I don't really watch. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really watch college basketball like that. So it's like when I heard the swap, when I heard the swap, I was like, okay. I mean, I don't really know nothing about Tatum. That was the summer of Lonzo Ball, so that's who everyone was talking about. So the only thing I did hear about Fultz was he went on ESPN The Jump and he did the workout with Tracy McGrady. And the one thing Tracy McGrady said, he was like, his game is similar to my game. And then you watch a couple of highlights. But the question is, do you have any like buyer's remorse as a 76ers fan?
um buyer's remorse? Nah. I don't have any remorse, and I can say that because I just don't think it would have worked out in Philly out at all with the whole. He balling out in summer league. Then the hitch came up in preseason.
He did.
And then the first game and a few games into the regular season is like, yo, what's going on? What happened? And there was so many rumors that this happened, that happened. You hear a lot of things happening. But what people fail to realize is none of that has surfaced this season. What happened to the thoracic outlet syndrome? Did it just go away? I think it was a combination of things. I really think I don't want to talk bad on his mental. I think a lot of it weighed on his mind. I think it was a combination of things. So all I'm saying is this: that whatever he had just doesn't go away.
Yeah.
There has not been not one mention of it. He's not shooting with the hitch. He's playing confidently.
Now,
He's pulling up from three. He's doing step backs.
now he's
I think this was a combination of things, but ultimately, this is the best move for him to go to a city that had low expectations. Nobody's expecting the Magic to be a consistent playoff team. They got young guys. They're building. And all of a sudden, he went from a number one pick on a bad team to they had a 16-game winning streak to close the season out. Now they have championship aspirations. Like, that's crazy. I think a lot of that happened. And, I think to the people who say we didn't give him a fair shake, I think we did.
Yeah.
I don't think he earned a starting job, but we gave him a starting job last season. I don't think he earned it. But they said, you know what, he's number one pick. Let's line him up next to Ben. We're going to have JJ coming off a bench. And JJ is definitely a guy who we lean on heavily. Him and Joel Embiid, that two-man game they had was our bread and butter on offense. So they had arguably one of our best shooters, another guy who you could use him as a decoy. You can't leave him open.
Facts.
Yeah, so they started Markelle Fultz in good faith. So I definitely think they gave him a shot. He had games where he shined. The game against the Pistons in Detroit without Ben Simmons. The game against the Chicago Bulls. He definitely had games where he shined, but I don't think Coach trusted him enough to leave him in the game in a crunch. I think Markelle Fultz wasn't getting fourth quarter minutes.
Yeah, I think it was more along the lines of it was a fast transition because literally I want to say maybe I don't got like all the information, but y'all literally went from Sam Hinkie, who was tanking, and then then the Ben Simmons year, I think when his first year, he sat out, and then after that was Embiid's I guess quote unquote rookie year, and then after that it was just like, yo, we're competing for a title. So I don't think there was like a smooth transition to allow like Markelle Fultz to like learn, grow, make his mistakes like a normal rookie point guard. It was just like, yo, hey, we kind of competing for a championship right now. But then on the flip side, it's kind of like the blind leading the blind, because it's not like, I think the only one with like real playoff like pedigree was JJ Redick, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But enough on Markelle Fultz, which brings me to the next topic, the state of the 76, the state of the 76ers. A little backstory about me. I'm a Wizards fan, so we're kind of out, out the race. Like we're not competing. Our highlight is not losing Bradley Beal. And we see a John Wall highlight going up and down the court. What do you like the landscape of the East? Well, obviously no LeBron, no Kawhi. How do you like the Sixers' chances?
As of right now, I mean, well, I am disappointed with how the season's gone so far. 41 games, then we got 16 losses. We're number 6 in the East. Now we're only 3.5 games back from the 2 seed, but I'm not thrilled about that. I think there's a lot of guys who aren't being held accountable, and a lot has to do with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. Some has to do with coach and the rotations he's doing. Some of that has to do with new guys we've got. But honestly, there's a surprise team in the East who I did not think would be this good, the Miami Heat.
You didn't
no
think
one saw this coming.
You didn't think they
no
would go?
one saw this coming. I was the one saying the Heat to make the playoffs, so they'd probably be a 7th or 8th seed. No one saw this coming. And, now granted, getting back to Philly, I do feel good about how we stack up against the rest of the East. We blew Milwaukee out. We're undefeated at 3-0 against Boston. We're evened up with Toronto 1-1. We have lost to the Miami Heat 2 games, but one of those games we should have won. And I felt Joel Embiid and I don't want to say stupidity, but sometimes his IQ just isn't there in certain situations. He turned the ball over when there's clearly two wide open men who are
Yeah,
capable free throw shooters. He lost that game for us. I don't care how dominant he was. He lost that game.
yeah.
And
What
if we're going to be honest, he loses a lot of games for the Sixers. He lost the Raptors series for the Sixers.
I mean,
Let's just be honest.
honestly, my thought on Philly and like making it out the East, you guys have one great thing going for you. Like the either way, like however you slice it, the top three players, y'all have two of them. So like whether you match up against the Bucks, Toronto, Miami, like if you go who's the three best player on the who's the three best player on the floor, it's gonna be somebody it's gonna be Giannis, Joel, and Ben Simmons, or like Jimmy, Joel, Ben Simmons, however you want to slice it. Siakam, Joel, Ben Simmons. So it's kind of, I mean, the good thing about that is y'all still have like the two of the three best players on the floor.
I mean,
It's not
on
enough.
paper,
Not,
on paper. I think a lot of games. I think I'm not going to say the best players. I will say most talented players. There's a difference between most talented and being best. Andrew Wiggins is honestly one of the most talented players in the league. He's nowhere near the best. So, and that's how I view Joel Embiid. On most nights, on 90% of the nights, he's the most talented guy on the floor.
yeah.
He can step on the outside. He can knock down the mid range. He can get you in foul trouble. But he turns the ball over a lot. Since he's gotten into the league, he has not gotten better with sensing double teams, passing out of double teams. He has not gotten better with controlling how many fouls he commits. Like, this is something that's happened every year he's been playing. He's not improved.
Now
He's not improved.
Now I did like I want to say it was either last week or 2 weeks ago. We did hear about the trade offer for like I mean, granted, it's just rumors. We don't got sources over here, but Ben Simmons for D'Angelo Russell. What are your thoughts on that? Granted, I don't think it's a good. I think it's a great trade for the Warriors.
Listen, man. I think D'Angelo Russell, he's quietly had one of the best, transformations since that whole thing with Swaggy P. He's become a likable teammate. He's become an all-star caliber guard. I don't care if Ben Simmons never shoots another three. Yeah. Ben Simmons for D'Angelo Russell makes no sense for the 76ers. Ben Simmons can guard 1 through 5.
Yes.
D'Lo can't even stick his man most nights. And like I said, it just makes absolutely no sense. Ben Simmons is a better passer, better defender. He finishes better around the basket. He's more versatile. I can guard him 1 through 5. I can play him in the post. I can play him off ball a little bit. Like, Ben Simmons never has to shoot another jumper in his career, and it still wouldn't make it.
Let's put it in the trade machine. D'Angelo and Draymond for Ben Simmons.
No.
It's not it cheap.
Draymond is a product of what's around him. Like, Draymond, when you playing with the Steph, when you're playing with the Clay, it allows him to go out there and do the things he does. He doesn't have to worry about scoring. He don't have to worry about shooting. He can just go out there, be the emotional leader on the floor. Yeah. He's a product of those around him. And I'm not knocking him. You take those guys, you give Golden State your typical NBA backcourt.
Yeah.
And let's see what Draymond Green does night in and night out. It's not the same. It's not the same. Those guys are being double teamed, triple teamed, and Draymond's out there pushing the place. Pushing the pace, creating for others, and he's creating because they run their offense a lot of screens for two of the best shooters in the game. You give them you give them a typical NBA backcourt.
Yeah.
His game is diminished. No, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, granted, I don't think
The only way I would trade Ben Simmons, I would trade Ben Simmons for and like, of course, obviously,
realistic.
A LeBron,
yeah, realistic.
Obviously a LeBron,
Listen,
a KD type, a Kawhi type.
Let's eliminate the real. Like,
after that,
like the top eight.
There's probably 4 or 5 guys I'd trade Ben Simmons for,
and
Russell Westbrook ain't one of them. Dame Lillard ain't one of them. I'm trading him for LeBron, KD. I'm trading him also for James Harden,
Luka.
And say that again.
Luka.
Nah,
you're not. Whoa.
I'm not trading him for Luka. I'm not trading him for Luka. Luka can't even stick his man. Luka can't even stick his man. He gets abused. Nobody talks about how much he gets abused. He can't even stick his man. He gets abused night in and night out. But we're in a league now where, it's he gets a lot of ISO ball. He has a green light. He makes spectacular plays. He's an amazing offensive talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to play the other side of the court too. I like two-way players. I like me a guy who can go get a bucket, facilitate the offense, and grab me a steals. People don't talk about Ben Simmons leading the league in steals. People don't talk about him arguably had been first team all defense this year. Nobody talks about that. They just keep talking about him not shooting. Yeah. I'd rather have a two-way guy.
I mean,
no one talks about what Ben Simmons is doing defensively. No one talks about it.
So we're not trading Ben.
If I was to trade anybody, I would trade Joel. I would trade Joel. Not saying I would trade him, but if I'm Elton Brand, if I'm the president, the CEO, and I'm Brett Brown, I'm sitting in that office, and I'm like, you know what? Ben and Joel just not working. You gotta let one go. I'm leaning towards Joel, and that's only because I cannot rely on him night in and night out. I can't rely on him like I can't. No, I've seen how much I can rely on him.
Yeah,
I just think Ben Simmons is more versatile, and I think Ben Simmons, sometimes he doesn't want to. I feel like I don't want to say. Joel needs Ben. Ben doesn't need Joel.
Yeah, that is true. I always wanted to see an offense where like they build everything around Ben Simmons. Like give him the shooters, give him like a simplistic big where it's like one of those like I love how like DeAndre and Dwight how their game is like they come to practice. They already know what they're about to do. We're going to set the screens, roll hard, catch lobs. Like a Clinton Capella. Like, Ben dumping it down to, like, Embiid. They competing on the same real estate. Like, I want to do the same. Like, I want to score from the same spot you want to score from.
Yeah.
But, which brings me to the next topic. Because we did bring up the name Luka. So, I'm over here trying to fill out this all-star voting. Do you? Well, I mean, just a brief answer. Do you even value the all-star, or are you still like?
I don't value it as much as I used to value it, but it's definitely needed. You know what I'm saying? I think you need to reward these guys. Now, I don't care about the fan voting because the fan vote can be pretty absurd sometimes.
Well,
but I do feel like,
All right, so I still value it.
I can be rewarded.
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna help. I need your help to help me fill out this ballot. So,
okay.
So I mean, we can run them. We can run them down. So front court. So this who I got already. So I'm starting with the East. So I'm looking at the front court. I got my man Giannis, of course.
Uh-huh. Of course, you gotta have him there.
We got
He yeah.
Embiid. Uh,
Embiid, I mean,
you
I think
want?
Embiid is there by default. To be
Yeah, of
honest, I
course.
don't think he hasn't. He's there by default,
What
and
they doing?
I hate to be hard on Joel Embiid, but I got to because I just don't think he's cut from that cloth.
Yeah.
I don't think he's cut from that championship cloth. He talks about wanting to win. He talks about wanting to win a championship. He talks about that man cried. That man boo-hooed off the court, right?
Hey,
And how did he come in? He boo-hooed off the court, right? Matter of fact, this is just meant for us to talk about because the Players Tribune did their article. They released their article in Embiid today,
oh for real?
and I read it. They did. You gotta check it out. You know, it's more championship talk than that and the third. And I'm just saying to myself, you know, you had to live with that all summer. How in the world do you come into the season out of shape again? Again, he's not cut. He's not cut from championship cloth.
Espe-
I don't care what nobody says. He's not cut from that cloth. He's not what y'all think he is.
Especially when you see Giannis and you're like,
He's not. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. You boo-hooed off the court. You made a big scene. You had to live with that all summer. People laughing at you. Your peers laughing at you, making memes.
all right, so
Players who are beneath you. Carl Anthony Towns using that against you. He's beneath you. And you come
nah,
into the season. Carl Anthony Towns is way below Embiid. Let's not play.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Let's not play.
You know,
Carl Anthony Towns, he's a scrub compared to Embiid.
no,
Let's
he's
not
not.
play. He's a scrub compared to Embiid. He's a scrub.
Yes.
He's a scrub.
Nah, my man got the.
Now, if you take Joel out of the conversation, Carl Anthony Towns is a good player.
He's a great player.
You line him up with Embiid. Look at their face-to-face matchup. He's owned him.
So the thing with Embiid is he likes to play against people who engage in the trash talk, like that. But if they don't talk to him, like he picks and chooses when he wants to like compete. He's not gonna compete all 82. He might not even play all 82. But like if they go into the back and forth, the head up, he's gonna probably win. And I give him that. He shows up when the spotlight. Well, kind of, sort of. If there's another center across the board, if he sees Hassan, if he sees, does he do anything with Dwight?
He's abused Dwight from what I've seen. He's abused Dwight. He's abused DeAndre Jordan. We all know he's abused Andre Drummond. We all know he's abused Whiteside. He's abused. The only guy I wouldn't say he's abused. I wouldn't say he's abused Jokic. He's gotten the best of Jokic, but Jokic is just so gifted on the opposite side of what he does. It looks competitive.
It wasn't
when Jokic is guarding Embiid, it's a mismatch.
It wasn't a dominant game. All right, so the next spot, am I giving it to Siakam, or am I giving it to Jimmy for the four?
I gotta give it to Jimmy. I like Siakam. That's gonna be his team moving forward. Gotta give it to Jimmy. Yeah. I don't care what no one said. You tell me that Miami Heat to be one of the top 3 seeds I don't know where they're seeded right now, just off this conversation. But I've been seeing them number 2 seed. I've been seeing them number 3. They're currently 17-1 at home. I think their overall record is like 27-11 or something like that. No one saw this coming. I don't care what anybody says. No one saw this coming. No one. No one saw it coming. Jimmy Butler got to get that. Sorry, Siakam.
No.
I like that the boys are fighting. Jimmy Butler got to get that.
Now, the hardest one, the guards from the East. Now, I'm just going to so the person that's leading in voting, Trae Young. Number 2, Kyrie. He's my favorite, so he always got to get a spot. I don't really care what happens. Then you got Kemba.
Not getting a spot this year.
Huh?
he doesn't deserve a spot this year.
He doesn't, but we just gonna pistol him. We just gonna pin him in. That's my fan vote. We just gonna
I'm
pin
not
him.
mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Like we just gonna pin him in. Like now,
I'm not mad.
what about because the so number so I rattle off like the voting list. So number 3 is Kemba. Number 4 is Derrick Rose. Number 5 is Zach. Number 6 is Kyle Lowry. Underrated by who really deserves it. Number 7 is Jaylen Brown. Number 8 is Ben.
He did. Wait. He deserves the All-Star spot this year.
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah.
A starting
Not
or reserve?
so. The problem with Trae Young is his numbers are like through the roof, but they losing.
And just off. And this is just all total guards altogether, right?
Yeah, but it's
Where is Ben on that list?
Ben is right behind number 8, but I feel like Ben just has a horrible PR. But on the flip side, like I'm gonna be honest, like I don't think Ben Simmons should be I think he should be a forward and swap Jimmy at the guard. But there's a lot of these tweeners like Jason Tatum, he's in the front court, and Jaylen Brown is in the back court, and Ben Simmons is in the front court. So it's like in those weird spots. If it was completely up to me, I would just give it to Kyrie and Bradley Beal and move on with my life.
So, what I do listen.
So
I'm all for acknowledging guys playing good ball, but
okay.
this is why like I don't really care for the fan voting. A lot of this has to do. You got to be able to win basketball games. I like Trae Young. Trae Young should not be ranked that high.
He got voted
that high. The Hawks are one of the worst teams in the league.
I know, but have
He
you
shouldn't be ranked that high. Listen.
Have you seen?
Listen. The All-Star worthy players found a way to win basketball games. There were many times I felt like Andre Iguodala, when he was a Sixer, when he was in his prime, was worthy of being an All-Star player. The one year we had a decent record around that time, I think we started the season 20-9, was the year he finally got the nod. You got to be able to win games.
So you don't
All-Star caliber players win games.
Now,
I don't care if Trae Young can shoot it out the gym. He's not winning.
Trae Young.
He's not winning games.
So we're going to put an asterisk. So who you going instead of Trae Young? Because I put Trae.
If I'm going...
I mean, you could put Kemba. Kemba is a safe one.
Kemba is very safe, and he's probably, he's probably, I don't want to say most deserving because Boston has the system they run.
Yeah.
It's just very successful. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're really a mirror of the Patriots. They can just put any guy into their system and make it work.
Yeah.
But he is the safest pick.
So
I don't think I love Ben. I don't think Ben Simmons is playing all-star caliber ball this season.
So
I just don't see him aggressive enough offensively. And all-star players, you don't make the all-star game strictly on defense. I think he's been fantastic defensively.
yeah.
He's got to pick it up offensively.
So
20 points in the first half the other game against the Pacers, 4 points in the second half. When we needed them the most, you had 4 points. That's the credit.
So just to go over my Eastern list, because we're gonna do the reserve next podcast for the East and the West. But for my Eastern list, I got Giannis, Embiid, Jimmy, Kyrie. I put Kyrie or Trae. So I put them in the same, like, either one will be fine with me. Either Kyrie or Trae, but I'm probably leaning towards Kyrie because he came back cooking. And Kemba. So let's go to the West. Where the hell is the West? So damn, they don't really. So the only problem with a lot of these positions is like some of these dudes aren't guards, and some of these dudes like Luka. Like I swear. Right. So front court, obviously we got the King. We got LeBron James.
Yeah, he's definitely. I was one of the guys that criticized LeBron heavy last year. Everybody kept talking about the 27, 8, and 8. LeBron had one of his worst years last year. Not statistically, just his overall, just as a leader. He failed that young team. Him not giving it all defensively.
I think
The power in the body language, like, come on,
I
bro.
think
You're
LeBron.
a champion. You're a champion.
I think
And yeah, it was one of the worst years I've seen LeBron. Everybody talks about the stats, but leadership wise, that was the worst LeBron we've seen.
I think in a vacuum. I think how LeBron operates. I think that was just his vacation time. Like he banked a lot of vacation time, and he was just gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna go to LA.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I think that's giving him a pass.
I would
I don't think LeBron. I don't think LeBron. To me, I don't think he coasts. I don't think LeBron.
I wouldn't
coasts.
say
LeBron.
I would.
I,
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I don't think LeBron is one to coast.
Yeah,
Coach to the level. I mean, of course, you have guys who, of course, he's gonna pick it up come postseason. But LeBron, let's look at what he's doing 17 years into the league. He's obviously is still in great shape. I think LeBron last year, he was a little in and over his head. He had a young team, and though it looked nice on paper having Lonzo, LeBron, and these guys on the same team, and LeBron getting the most out of them,
yeah,
he wasn't patient enough. This is not a guy who's accustomed to losing during the regular season.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give LeBron James the benefit of the doubt just because he is never like he's the one person that he never like sold the game short. Like I feel like I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because I know a lot of people say he probably just took that year off. I think he legitimately got injured, and then somebody had to like probably stop him and save him from himself. Where it was like he was probably there like, yo, I can come back, I could get the 7th speed, and they was probably like, LeBron, just chill. And he's like, nah, we can probably do it, but I feel like LeBron probably not that he coasted, but they probably was just like. I think once, because when he got injured, I think they were in the third or the fourth spot. They were still in the playoffs, and then when he came back, it was just like, yeah, y'all kind of out.
You don't think he gave up?
I don't think he gave up. I think they just like I think they had like a heart, not a heart to heart, but they just had a state of the union when LeBron is. I think somebody was just like, hey, I seen LeBron. He's working like a madman trying to get back, and they were like, hey, LeBron, it's not worth it. Like, even if you win, like, hey, even if you win, the most you're gonna do is get second spot. Like, I want, I think they were like, hey, it's probably better to, give these young players some exposure, see what we have, so we can kind of build up their trade stock. But honestly, I just think everybody got injured to the point where it was just like. I'm not sure the injury report, but I just feel like everyone got injured to the point where it wasn't even worth it. Where it was like, let's say LeBron is coming back, and then another person got injured, and it's like, bruh, it's already March. Just just shut it down. Like we're already out the playoff. We're already trending out the playoffs, so it's not even worth it. But that's just
I agree with you 100%.
That's just my thoughts on LeBron. I don't think he took it off, but I think I want to say they made a collective decision to say. Because I just feel like you can't get to where LeBron is taking it off and being strategic. I don't think he knows anything other than competing. But I think somebody they had to save him from himself because I think he would have tried to legit get an 8th spot and try to chase the championship. And they was like, nah, LeBron, just chill out. It's already a foregone conclusion. But like back to the front court. So we got LeBron, we got AD in the front court. Do you want? So here are my options. Do you want Kawhi, Paul George, Joker, Karl Anthony Towns? I think that's it. Unless you want Melo. So we're probably gonna go with Kawhi, right?
Yeah, that'll probably go to Kawhi. But I do feel like That'll probably go to Kawhi. But
them votes not even close. It's like a
yeah,
landslide.
yeah.
It's like,
it's pretty a landslide. But I know it will go to Kawhi. But I'm saying, should it go to Kawhi? Like,
of course.
I'm trying to think of the season Jokic is having.
But you know
And
what
I just think Jokic is a lot of what he does. Gets overlooked a lot.
You know what it is? Kawhi plays his game strategic. So like prime example, he'll play. Well, he did miss some TNT games, but the games where he show out, he'll have his consistent games, and then on top of that, the next one up is Jokic. A lot of people don't even like. I don't want to say they don't know about Denver, but when it comes to Jokic versus Kawhi, they're like we're just gonna pencil it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna pencil it. Like Paul George, not that he don't deserve it, but he's fourth over like Jokic. But it's just like Jokic game ain't that appreciated. Whereas Kawhi, he still has the stigma. It's like he still has the shot. He still has the championship, and then also he beat LeBron. He beat LeBron twice. Like once on open. How many times did they play? Like once on opening night and once on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're gonna give it to Kawhi. Now,
Right.
now for the guards, we got
It's really not even
yeah.
a conversation who should really get it out in the West.
I mean,
I think
I think the only conversation is should
do
John because I mean I'm just penciling Luka and James, but the conversation is should John Morant go to the All-Star game?
no.
No.
No. Well, what's their record?
Yo, it don't matter.
What's their record?
He's on Ball is Life Bleacher Report.
Bro, I don't bro. Same conversation with Trey. Like, yo,
All right,
I'm happy you doing the damn thing. I'm happy you make it come. I'm not gonna lie, Ja Morant, he's looked very impressive.
all right.
I knew he was good. I didn't think he'd be this good. He looks very impressive. I think he would still be clear runaway rookie of the year, even if Zion was playing.
Nah,
Come on, man. You got to be able to win games. Memphis is not winning.
All right, so Memphis right now is 19-22 in the 8th spot. That's the 8th spot over San Antonio, Portland, Phoenix, the Timberwolves, the Kings, the Pelicans, and the Warriors. So, all right, so like I'm gonna go down the list. Like we got Luka and James, they're already getting in. Dame, Steph, we gonna cross Steph out. Russell, Alex Caruso. I give Donovan Mitchell. A spot. Devin Booker, nah. D'Angelo Russell, nah. So the only one that I for sure cross, and then you got John Moran, number 10. But the only one I would for sure cross out is, I'm going to cross out D'Angelo and Caruso.
Yeah.
But I mean, he got the, you know what? It's not, I will give Ja this. It's not like Trey. Because he got the 8th spot. He got 10 more wins. And he got the 8th spot. Still nah? You gotta do more research on it.
I think what it's gonna come down to is where they sit around actual All-Star game time. I think that has to account, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ja got a reserve spot off the bench. I wouldn't be surprised.
All Ja Morant needs right now to seal the deal is one more dunk. Like if he gets that, like the Kevin Love dunk put him on, not put him on the map. I mean, a lot of people, like for the college basketball junkies, they knew For the people who like just like keep up with it, they're seeing him. For the like if you're like a YouTube warrior who just watched the highlights, John Moran is everywhere. But now it's like for the people who getting the votes, all he needs is like one more dunk. Because I feel like, because I mean he played Harden last, and he beat Harden, but he did have like three good highlights that I feel like it's gonna bring a lot of people towards his name. And even though like that shouldn't matter, we all know it's gonna matter. But like there's gonna there's gonna be more people towards his name, and it's like, oh, I like this guy. I want to see him in the All-Star game. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
plus, I mean,
but like I said, man, I think a lot of this has to do with and I'm not gonna lie, the NBA is more balanced, but a lot of the guys that we know what they're capable of, they haven't been showing it this season. We haven't seen Dame be Dame. We haven't seen Embiid be Embiid. We ain't seen Ben be Ben.
yeah.
There's a lot of guys we haven't really even seen Kawhi be Kawhi. We've seen it in spots, but
You know what?
the league is more balanced. It's with the best players in the league aren't. We're not seeing what they're fully capable of night in and night, unless it's James Harden and LeBron.
Yeah.
They're doing it night in and night out, and Giannis.
Yeah.
The other guys they're doing it in spurts, and I think that's what's giving so much room. That's what's giving room for guys like Kemba, and even for Ja to be in this conversation.
Yeah.
Because if it was so, it'd easily be Dame, Russ, and then you got Dame and Russ will probably come off the bench.
Yeah, they gonna come off the bench.
No. I would say Luka and Russ will probably come off the bench, and Dame and James will be starting.
Well, honestly, with the guards, I just felt like Steph and Clay injury would have balanced it out. Like I think like the no Warriors and no KD, you're missing like three of the main statesmen of the game, like for like the last 5 years. So that's where I felt like like the Steph injury and the Clay injury. He's like if Steph and Clay they were already gonna get penciled in, so we wouldn't have it wouldn't have got to like Caruso. Even though I don't even know why he's here, but it's like how did Caruso get here? But we'll still take him. I don't mind. It's like the fans should get a vote. But I feel I mean I know the reserves are coming up to the it's going to be to the reserves it's going to be determined by the coaches. So I guess we already got the All-Star. Or so as of January 15th, who's your MVP?
MVP.
Giannis. Just pencil him in.
I would give it to that man out in LA. I give it to that man in LA.
You giving it to LeBron?
I give it to LeBron. I just one thing about me. I really think MVP. I think the postseason should have just as equal as much as an impact as the regular season. Because that's the games that really count. The team seeing you at least 4 times.
Yeah.
And I think if that wasn't the case, a lot of these guys wouldn't be in the conversation. But
so you want
I think the guy in LA. I just overall think the guy in LA is gonna get it. He's gonna pick his game up, taking another notch come postseason.
So
I know what James is doing, but.
So you think they should extend the MVP voting, extend the deadline?
I definitely I think it should be considered. I think postseason play should be heavily weighed as well. I think it should be. It's not. There's no way. There's no way the MVP should get bounced first round.
I mean, I think the only time that happened was Russ.
With Russ.
Russ and
with Russ.
and
He,
Dirk.
he you know, MVPs don't get bounced first round, bro.
Yeah, but he did the triple double. Like we ain't see it. Like we ain't average the
But
triple.
we've seen him average a triple double for 3 years in a row, and he got 3 straight first round exits
No,
too.
no, no. But he got it off the first one. Like the first average of the triple double was just like, damn. Like you averaged a triple double. Like we thought this would never happen. And then after the third one, we were like, okay, we're gonna give it to James, and then we're gonna give it to Giannis. But so you giving it to LeBron James?
Yeah, if I had to pick, I would say LeBron. My gut tells me end of the season.
As of right now, just like if
As
this
of right now, I would still say LeBron too.
LeBron.
I just feel like, and I'm not saying he's just outdoing the other guys. I just think the league is just gonna keep throwing this. 17 years in the league, he's having a bounce back season. I think that's really going to be the deciding factor. The fact that last year he didn't make the playoffs, he faced all this, and he came back with a vengeance. One of the best records in the league, one of the best home records in the league. I think that's going to play a heavy decision. We've seen James do this, well, not to this magnitude. What he's doing this year is crazy. We've seen what Giannis did this year, he did last year. He did.
He did this.
He did.
But he ain't had the
They
trade.
had the best record last year too.
But he ain't had the trade ball though.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen Giannis is doing the same thing he did last year.
Yeah. Now
James is he's taking it to levels we haven't seen.
I feel you. Now
So if not LeBron, James.
Now, one of my favorite games of all time, and I think I texted you like a week ago about it too. Start, bench, and cut. And this week, you already know who's in the hot seat. Your boy Markelle. Like I'm not a Markelle hater, but I only do it just because you're the biggest Markelle fan I know. So we got Markelle Fultz, and you already seen Shea, or you said you didn't see Shea yet. Huh?
I don't watch him. I don't watch him that often, but Shea is a good player.
All right, we're not cut. We'll eliminate. We'll just say Markelle, Lonzo, and Tatum. We'll keep it simple. The first, the same draft. The first three. Who you starting? Who's coming off the bench? And who you cutting?
Markelle, Shea, and
No. Markelle, Lonzo, and Jason Tatum.
Oh, this is easy. This is easy. This is easy, man. I'm gonna. Well, actually, it's not that easy. Well, so let me just start off with who's gonna come off the bench. I'm gonna have Jason Tatum coming off the bench.
Wow.
I got Jason Tatum coming off the bench. Jason Tatum, his rookie year, he looked. Everybody was talking Kobe.
Yeah.
He had a little sophomore slump last season.
Yeah.
And this season, Jaylen Brown is getting talked about more than Jason Tatum.
I will say this. I've had probably 2-hour arguments on why Jason Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown. I'm 50. You know what? I'm 50-50.
Oh, I do believe Jaylen Brown. I do believe Jason Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown. But I think I think Jason's rookie year, he kind of. I don't want to say he. It'll be dumb of me to say he peaked, but he definitely he he kind of
He started.
max
He started off
he
hot.
yeah, he started off hot and he just did not live up to expectations since. Especially he was cooking in that on that run they had going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
And then the dunk on LeBron, all of that amplified it.
but you know what? I give them the benefit of the doubt because he's so young. So I don't know if he's like what 20, 21. They're so young. Like prime example, I never knew like Jalen Brown. He came back like this whole summer. Like he worked on his handles and he came back with, and he's probably the second best ball handler on the team behind Kemba. But that's beside the point. So
Yeah, yeah.
you
I think so.
you putting Jason Tatum on the bench. Ah shit.
Yeah,
I
I got Jason Tatum coming off the bench. I think Jason Tatum is
who we who we
I
cut?
think Jason Tatum's got a lot of his game, but like
Damn.
I said, the the decline. I don't want to say decline because he's still very good. It's not as consistent as it was. We
I'm
haven't seen it be consistent in 2 years, and
honest, honestly, my rule of thumb, what I try to do is I'm never gonna write off like I'm not gonna write off a player until he hits like 26. Just be just because you're my thing is like you're just transitioning in life. Like like a lot of these rookies, they just came from college and they really didn't even they probably didn't even spend that much time in college. So in theory, they probably spent, let's say, a half a semester, and then before that half a semester they was living at their mom's house, and then they got to go into the real world and become a professional. So I give them a benefit of the doubt.
uh
So who you starting?
definitely. Oh man,
Don't tell me you starting Foles over.
I'm starting Markelle.
Oh, hey, you
I'm
cutting
starting
line.
Markelle. I'm gonna cut Lonzo.
You cutting
That,
line.
that, that, that doesn't mean I think less of Lonzo. I honestly think Lonzo
Lonzo been playing better though.
he's playing better. He is playing
He
better,
has a
but
great. He
I
just.
feel like I feel like Lonzo. I just ultimately feel like he'll end up getting traded again. He won't be the guy in
I,
New Orleans
I,
unless unless they traded Drew Holiday. Unless they traded Drew Holiday
I would trade.
and
I would trade Brandon Ingram.
no, because if I'm thinking future,
He's
if
not.
I'm thinking future, I would want Lonzo to run my point. And I
My
would like to have Brandon Ingram as my primary scorer. I think he can do that in the right situation.
my
And
only. Here's my
and
own.
your and let your overall powerhouse be Zach. I mean Zion.
I mean, my only thing with Brandon Ingram is I think they offered him like a wasn't. Let me if I'm not. My only thing with Brandon Ingram, and this is a big red flag, he ain't signed a contract extension. And at the end of the day, it's like we want you to stay, but if you ain't about to sign the contract, I mean, we can't do nothing. And he's balling out. Like you can catch you can catch a lot of players. Like you can get a lot in return for Brandon Ingram. Just on the premise like he doesn't want to stay. Like if I think if he wanted to stay, we would have he would have signed the extension, but like with him balling out, like if he had a horrible season, he would have probably not. He would have probably signed it, signed it eventually. But I know since he's having a great season, he's probably going to try to cash in on that one.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Now I got one last one. Markelle Fultz, ice trade a game, Trey Young
Uh-huh.
or John Morant.
I'm starting. This one's a little easier. You already know where I'm going.
You are
You already know where I'm going. I'm cutting Trey Young.
you couldn't trade.
Markel is gonna come off the bench. I'm
Oh,
starting
oh.
John. Let let me just get into Trey Young for a second. Cause I don't want to. Cause I don't want. I already talked about him being considered, where he was in the All Star ranking. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm anti Trey Young. I'm not anti Trey Young. I think he's an amazing talent. I think he's in the perfect location, and I like their coach Lloyd Pierce. He came from Philly. I like what they're doing with their team. They're in the same boat as the Chicago Bulls. They got some young pieces.
Yeah,
They need to add some veterans. They need to have some better. And I know they got Vince Carter,
he's not a
but come
veteran.
on,
He's not a veteran.
he's played in like 4 different decades. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, Vince Carter is a
he's
veteran.
played in like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Vince Carter is a veteran, but he's not a. I don't. He's
he's
not
not
a veteran.
he's not he's equivalent to
He's probably.
Vince Carter is equivalent to Vince Carter is equivalent to Dirk right now. Veteran guys, but they're not.
Yes,
They're not guys. They're guys you keep around for the locker room. You're guys you keep around to teach guys how to be a pro. They're not guys you're throwing into the game to to win you a game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
And no knock to those guys. 'Cause those guys are bona fide Hall of Famers without a doubt.
my knock on Vince. My knock on Vince Carter is nothing against him. It's just I look at it from like a professional job perspective, because we like I talk about my situation. Like when I left the job that we both worked at, when I put in my 2 weeks and I let people know I was done, I did not care about anything in the world. Like my job, like I was just gonna show up, like do the bare minimum. Like I wasn't gonna exert no energy, and that's where I feel like Vince Carter, is where he's having fun. He already got a podcast out. Like I'm not saying he's not taking it as taking it seriously, but I don't. I think that because like in theory, like Vince Carter was in the league before Trey Young was born.
Right.
So like I just feel like I don't know their relationship, but I feel like I think Vince Carter, if you like you asked him about any situation, like I'm pretty sure he'll mentor Trey, and like and he's open, he's like an open door policy, but it's like I feel like when you're out the door, like I don't think you that's just not your priority. I feel like Vince Carter's main MO is making sure the transition is smooth into the next half of his life, rather than making sure Trey gets the knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn, my man Trey getting cut.
Trey
Jesus,
Trey, like I said earlier
Trey
into this
getting
to this
cut.
episode. So I'm a two-way player kind of guy. Markel is a better two-way player. I think Ja. I haven't seen Ja operate defensively, but I'm definitely not taking Trey Young over Ja right now.
You know what?
And I like Markel, but Markel's gonna come off the bench. I'm gonna let Ja do his thing.
You know who you would really like? Shea Gill.
Yeah. You know what? I just don't view him as like a ball handler. Like for some reason, I don't, because he's playing next to Chris Paul. I just don't view him as that.
You know what?
And I think that's what it is.
Oh my God! Like He, whatever. Like after we done, I will say this. I mean, there's enough Shea Gill highlights. Just watch like take 30 minutes and watch Shea Gill's highlights. You're gonna really love him. Like he's one of my favorite players. Like I have like Shea Gill Google alerts anytime like anything amazing happens on YouTube. But you keeping up with the NFL?
Keeping up with the NFL, my man.
Any Super Bowl picks? Pat Mahomes.
I'm a Rams fan, so I'm kind of disappointed this season. We just didn't get it done. Golf didn't. Golf just not. He had a bad year. Going into the playoffs, I had Seattle. Just because I'm a big believer in Russell Wilson. They just recently lost.
Yeah.
So now, it's honestly
Kansas City.
It all comes down to this Kansas City Tennessee game because I believe if Kansas City wins, I just don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. I never have. I probably never will. So I I just don't believe in him because you know what? With me being a Rams fan, I pay attention to the NFC West. Now I've seen many games where this man's been bailed out. I've seen many games where the defense just really bails him out night in and night out. When he played us, he didn't look good. Yeah. He hasn't looked good. So I'm just not a fan of guys getting max money or guys getting contracts of that stature, and they really done nothing. So
yeah, I already
Kansas City. Yeah. No, definitely.
I feel like it's Pat Mahomes. It's Pat Mahomes' Super Bowl to lose.
Yeah,
I do love Derrick Henry, but I feel like how their setup is like that. The only thing is like the run game is cool, but like we just literally saw, and I think because Lamar was going on, and we've kind of forgotten Pat Mahomes wasn't like he had to deal with so many injuries, and this was like honestly the first time since like probably week 1 or week 2 that he had his whole offensive wide receivers back running like 4 vertical. My only thing with Derrick Henry is as great as he is, if you're down like 2 touchdowns, which they can easily put you down 2 touchdowns, you can't run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is this: they remind me of the Jaguars of a few years back.
How?
Quarterback.
A
quarterback who just didn't. A quarterback who Ryan Tannehill is not an elite quarterback, but he's playing mistake-free football. He's athletic and get out the pocket. Same thing with Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles, he played mistake-free football for the most part during that playoffs for the Jaguars. And they ran a heavy dose of Leonard Fournette, and they were just gushing everybody on the ground. And they could use Blake in pick situations where he would carry the ball as well. So
I see the comp, but I just think what I think their offense is better. Like I
would say that
I trust Ryan Tannehill to make more not risky throws, but like if it's third and 8, I trust Ryan Tannehill to make a throw down the field rather than Blake Bortles. And I feel like I feel like they have more attention to detail on Derrick Henry than Leonard Fournette. But I don't think their defense is Tennessee's defense is as good. But I think the only thing they do have going for them is that AJ Brown, their rookie wide receiver, he is a rookie, so they don't really have a game plan. So they still let him go single coverage. But he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the Chiefs. So I'm assuming you got the Chiefs and the Packers. That's my.
You got the Chiefs.
The Chiefs and the Packers in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I think San Fran's gonna do Green Bay very dirty.
I just want to see. I don't. You know what? I don't want to see the San Fran in
I don't either. I do because that's why I had Seattle. I know Seattle. I just knew Seattle would beat them, but I don't have Green Bay beating San Fran.
my only
As
problem
much
with
as I just don't have it.
my only problem with Seattle is they just start off really slow. Like they just always hand like the opposing team, and they'll probably fix it up, but next year. But they just hand the opposing team like a good 10 points, and then they're playing catch up. But Russell Wilson is as good as it comes when it comes to playing catch up. Sheesh.
Yeah, my problem with Seattle, I don't have any problems with them. They play in the Rams division, so I want them to lose all the time. But my problem, just from an objective standpoint, if I'm being completely unbiased, they don't surround Russ with enough. Like they don't surround him with enough. Like it seemed like every year he's playing with a different running back. Why don't they? Why does it feel like that? Every year he has a new guy in the backfield.
Because the
offensive line, he's never had an offensive line.
His
receivers for the most part are always consistent. They've always had Baldwin and Tyler Lockett. DK Metcalf looks like a stud. The receiving core has always been kind of decent. But he's never.
You know what's the crazy part? DK Metcalf is the weirdest. It's like dumb luck. Because the crazy part is he was great in college. He was great at the combine, but I don't know what happened, and he dropped all the way to the second round. And I don't really follow college football like that. But then I was sitting there, I was like, he blew up on Instagram after his workout. I was like, I want that guy. Like he looks like he just played, like he's gonna be a good football player. And then, because I'm a Philly fan, and then Philly didn't draft him, and I was like, bro, like why didn't we like? Because he dropped like all the way to the second round. But I don't know what happened where they was like, nah, we don't want him. So like, I mean, DK is gonna be really great, but shoot, man. Oh damn. I didn't even know. Shoot, damn, this joint rant. I mean, we just hit like the 1 hour and 7 minute mark. Got anything else you want to talk about? Any shows you watching? I'm always gonna.
I haven't been watching much TV. To be honest, with a lot of new changes going on, I haven't really been watching much TV to be completely honest.
I feel you. Anything else you want to promote?
No, man. But for all the people who will hear this, definitely stay tuned. We're going to try to get. We've been talking about this podcast for a minute now.
Dog, this joint been in production for a year.
yeah, for a little minute now.
Not even a little minute. This was like a year, and I was like, bruh.
We're not even coworkers anymore. But for all those watching, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I hope you guys enjoyed our perspective. Stay tuned, and hopefully we can, continue to entertain you guys and build off of it.
Yeah, and we gonna get the title of the podcast. I like all of the shenanigans, but I don't know if it gonna stick.
Yeah,
and we're gonna definitely get the visual, but
definitely.
All right, bro.
All right, my man.
We signing out.
Good job.